All right. What's up, everybody? How are we feeling? But yeah, FEO Express will work on that too, man. All right. Well, let's get some. This is participatory today. We're not doing. This isn't just me talking. So I'm gonna expect some responses. All right.
I want to see
La
where Sean Boatman is with his Seahawks background and how stoked
I
he
don't
is.
want to see where he is. If I could erase it, I would.
Oh, I know.
I
I
mean,
was
I
really
do want them to beat New England though. So I mean, there's
right.
that.
So
Yeah.
we got to root for somebody.
Yeah, we're rooting for the Patriots.
We're 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 all Hawks fans the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair that they went from Brady and then they found May and they've only been bad for a few years. Like that's not a fair situation. So, um,
I'm very conflicted because May went to UNC and it's really hard not to pull for him. Very
yeah,
conflicted.
I can't root for the Patriots, so that's
Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's really hard.
but I like Vrabel, so I think Vrabel's right. Like Vrabel's a good coach. So, cool. Well, we're gonna talk about what I think is one of the more important things today that we talk about, but I want to give you guys some actionable steps. Okay. Let me get back over to this. Right. Um, it was really cool. I had no idea for those that go to Jim Larson's accountability call, um, that he was going to talk about what he talked about this morning. So the timing was incredible, because this is what we had teed up. He like it just is perfect. So was super excited. Um, there's some things and stuff you can do, right, to be there, right? And he talked about what are we doing? Anybody that's ever listened to me, if you're new, you haven't heard me say it yet. What do we do here, right? Put it in chat for me. What does our business actually do, right? Those who know, throw it in there. Yes, we are professional problem solvers, right? Absolutely. We solve problems. And Jim teed it up great. Like he talked about it. Like, um, you have to get curious with your clients, okay? I want you to like start thinking of it this way too when you're getting to know them, whether it's a client or a recruit. Genuinely try to get to know them, right? Like, they will feel that come through, okay? So the challenge we have is, and I mean, and Jim said it perfect. You're worried about you instead of being worried about them, and they feel the difference. I don't, and I mean this, I love all the products we have. I genuinely don't care which one I sell to my client. I care that I get them the best product possible. Uh, so um, that I think that really matters, and I'm going to give you some things to like help with it. Okay, so I think we've told ourselves for way too long, like that you're missing stuff. Well, I gotta message this, otherwise my phone's gonna beep 5,000 times. Okay. Um, People look at the leaderboards here and say, hey, champions have something I don't, right? Like they have a skill set I don't. They've done things I haven't done. Um, they have connections I don't have to get into their warm market. I think the truth is most people that are winning in this business lack an off button. And let me explain what I mean by off button. They're not working 24/7, but they're willing to work until they get to their goals. Okay. If your goals is 10 sits a week, it's there, right? Like, are you really sitting down and tracking how much time you're actually working? Like, if you set a clock up and really looked at and kept on a spreadsheet, I'm working this many hours a week, I think you'd find you're probably working 25% of what you think you work. Some are 50. Okay. Um, and so eh, they go look at, they go, Diana looks very unbothered and she just showed up on my screen, so it made me chuckle. Uh, eating her chips. Um, I'm going to use like a great example. We were just talking about sports, okay? Arguably the greatest proof of what how people allow their emotions to dictate them happened this week in sports. Bill Belichick, who has personally won 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 2 as a defensive coordinator. Okay. Guys, there's only ever been 59 Super Bowls ever in the history of the NFL. He has won 13% of them. Like, think about that. Okay. I can go on and on for everything else he did. All right. Long story short, they kept him off as a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he's not a Hall of Famer, no one is. That's just the reality. I don't care what you personally think of him, okay? Like, again, I don't care. If you're going on merit, he is they should burn the Hall of Fame to the ground, okay? Let me explain, though, what I think happened is there's people that get to vote, and what's cool is this is going to force them out of it because people aren't letting this go, okay? That let their emotions get in the way. So you have to ask yourself on a daily basis, how are you letting your emotions get in the way of what your goals are? Okay. Are your goals, hey, I'm here part time and I'm just trying to make $2,000 to take my kids on spring break with? That's cool. You can do that. That's a goal, right? Are you here because you want to build a big, huge business and make impact? Great, right? But you have to stop saying people have stuff that you don't have. Okay. So the people that you see at the top of this company have failed more than everyone else. That's just, it's just that. They've been told no more than everybody else. They've lost more people than everybody else. They've probably been charged back more than everybody else. Like everything that it is, it's there, right? It is failure, 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 experience, experience, success, right? I think that is super important and something we miss a lot. So let's talk about the audit. Do you sit down and when you don't get a deal, actually audit why you think you don't get it? Don't blame the client, right? Don't blame the price, okay? We can get anybody qualified, okay? Unless they're homeless, which I did have happen this month, okay? Right? Like, for the record, I did get a homeless person. Uh, so there's like 0.001% thing you can say, okay, hey, that wasn't my fault. That was not my fault. Nothing I can do. Write down what the thing you learn though from that, right? Do you go and audit like what your conversation was like? Are you recording yourself? Are you saying, okay, hey, I really tried to learn how to connect with them. I tried to get to know them. I got a great text from, I don't know if Derek's on here this week, but Derek last week. And Derek came in, he's in cemetery, and he sent me an awesome text that said, hey, I used the the questions of getting to know like the couple and how I asked them how they first met. And he was like, man, that's just such a game changer. Figure out what works for you, right? Like if you're a first voice nurturer like Steve Bender, Steve cares, right? Like you can feel it when you talk to Steve, like it oozes out of him, right? But it's very easy to blame the product, the price, everything else. Start keeping track of what it is, and then what you can see is there a pattern, right? If you're recording it, is there a pattern? And what you'll find is a lot of times, oh, hey, I'm doing this wrong. I'm skipping this part. Okay. I've shared this story before. When I was working for Tom Hopkins out of college, okay, I was working with Tom, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, all at the end of their career. And I was crushing it for my first 9 months, like murdering it. I was following all the steps. And then I started changing the steps. I wasn't following the script. I started adding and changing all my own stuff. And my sales went, right? And our VP came out. and listened to me. He goes, because I was frustrated. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. He was like, oh, dude, I got you. He's like, I'll fix you in 2 minutes. He goes, follow the script. You're not smarter than the rest of us. Like, we want your personality to be in there, but it's there. So on the other side, I also want you to look at the success audit. What were the things you did when you had success? Okay. When you were going through there. So I think this is one of the most important things about work ethic there is. Lazy people do a little bit of work and think they should be winning, and winners work as hard as possible and worry that they're being lazy. Go listen to Sarah Reineke and see if she feels like she's everywhere she wants to be. I'll bet she'll tell you she's not. I don't bet it. I know it. Right? Driven humans that have purpose always feel behind. Okay? You have to let that anxious feeling, like, work is like fuel in your engine. So if you're really auditing your month of January right now, okay, and you really looked at it, did you do a little bit of work and think you should have hard work results? Right? Ask yourself that. Put a one in chat if you did that this month, if you're willing to be open and honest in front of everybody. Did you do the minimum amount of work and think you should have full results? Okay, right? Like, I love the honesty. Okay. I appreciate it. Like, when I am at my most successful, I'm always worried that I'm not doing enough. Oh, did I do enough? Right? I love it, Tom. I love the transparency, right? I didn't do what I needed to do. And I'll bet your business reflects it. I'll bet your bank account reflects it. I'll bet how you feel reflects it. Uh, I would unmute for me, buddy. I'm a pick on you because you're always willing to be open and honest with everybody, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and I love it.
I'm here.
Right? So now we're there. How does that make you feel?
Oh, looking in the mirror sucks.
Right? But how does it feel when you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and then you look in the mirror?
Catch a bullet in my teeth.
Oh, Bruce Leroy. What a great all-time 80s cult movie reference, if you know the reference.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is that kept you from doing that?
That's a really good question, because looking back, I'm scratching my head figuring out. I let a lot of little things get in the way of the big things this month. It's really, if I've got to assess it, I let a lot of little things, and I wasn't a good management of my time. Wasn't managing my time well.
Okay. All right. I like it. So we're going to go over some things we can do to help with that. Okay. So that's great, right?
No, it's not great. It sucks.
No, it does. But no, what is great is you're willing to own it. Most people aren't actually willing to own what you just said. That's the reality. They won't come out and just own it. Okay. I have a thing, right? Like, I love Todd Henry's Die Empty. Like, just so good. If you haven't read that yet, read it. Incredible book. And, it talks about die used up. Do you want to go back to an employer and think, man, I really didn't give that all I had? I really didn't give that everything I had to give. Like, I could have been here if I didn't wring out the towel, right? When you're squeezing out that towel, trying to get all the water out of it, so why are you not willing to wring yourself out there when you know what to do? Part of it is in our nature DNA, our natural DNA is humans have never had it. I'm gonna go down a little bit of rabbit hole here. I want you guys to really start thinking about this. Okay. It is 2026. How many people in 1926, 100 years ago, okay, had refrigeration in their house? The answer is 0. How many people 100 years ago could take a hot shower anytime they wanted to? The answer is 0, right? There was not water heaters. They were heating up their water, but they're showering once a week. Like, they couldn't just walk into their shower, okay, and do what they wanted when they wanted, okay? People lived in Florida without air conditioning. People lived in Arizona without air conditioning. They had swamp coolers till the 70s. Air conditioning wasn't even a thing. Okay. Air conditioning got invented really in the 60s, and then worked in the, homes and buildings as we got older. But we have it better than anyone at any time in history that has ever lived. Ever. We as humans do. We don't have to worry about food. We don't have to worry about water. We don't have to worry about shelter. We Chris, or sorry, was that Charlie? We're not only living better than kings, we're living better than like Julius Caesar, the everybody that's ever pharaoh that's ever led Egypt, right? Like we're living better than everyone's ever lived, and that's if you're poor. Okay, we have access to everything. Like think about that. 100 years ago, most people didn't have electricity in their house. Okay, 50. Now let's go 50 years. Okay, 1976, right? Most cars didn't have air conditioning yet. That was brand new. That was just starting to come. Most cars didn't have power steering yet. Okay. There was computers were quote supercomputer. There were, IBM built big machines that went in government buildings. Like there wasn't a personal computer yet. Okay. The things we have now is made it so you can take all of that off the table and focus on this other stuff. And we choose not to, right? We choose not. Yeah, absolutely. I had a 1977 Toyota pickup truck that had in Phoenix, Arizona, that had 260 air. I had two windows at 60 miles an hour because had two handles that I had to manually rotate down. I drove around with no shirt on because it was so hot. Right? I didn't have AC in that thing, but I bought the thing for $500 when I was a broke high school student. It's what I had to do. But that's still better than most people have it. Okay. So what are you doing to get to the maximum potential? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to destroy the 3 Ps in our way. These are the 3 things. This is from Tony Robbins that he teaches. I think this is incredible. It's one of the best things I've ever learned from him. I've been learning Tony Robbins stuff for 20 years. Okay. I love his stuff. Okay. First problem is you think what we're going through is permanent. Okay. We say this problem is going to last forever. I'm never going to have enough money to buy leads. I'm never going to be the leader that can lead a team. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Like there's nothing that's going to last forever besides us not being able to live forever. Okay. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to last forever. Like, so that's a problem there. Okay. Next. Okay. We go Chicken Little and get pervasive. I didn't sell enough this week. My life sucks. And if you tell yourself that, you're going to feel that way, even if you only say it once. Okay. And then we make it personal. We've decided that this person's known me 20 years. And they said no because something's wrong with me. Okay. It's not that. It's that you didn't solve their problem. So it doesn't matter what your situation is in your mental trap. It's not permanent. It's never pervasive and it's never personal. Okay. Ask yourself this. Put a 1 in chat. Okay. If you've thought about 20 other people today. Right. Now put a 2 in chat if you've thought about 100 people today. We don't. Our brains aren't wired to do that. Okay. We are not in our brains wired to think about that many people. The people we're talking to and meeting to help and bring it on here, they've never done that, right? They don't know us. They're not thinking about us. So remember, the problem isn't permanent. It's never pervasive and it's not personal. You have to get rid of those 3 things. Okay. One of the greatest sayings there is, okay, is, hey, you hear a lot today, especially on social media. It's not fair. Billionaires make too much money. Okay? Right? It's not fair that Edward Pritchett and Marshall make all the money they make and we don't. Okay? You have to reframe that. Okay? Our souls are all equal in value. Man, woman, I don't care what color, ethnicity you are. Our souls are all equal. Okay? They're 100% equal in value. But not all of us are the same value in the marketplace. And that's reality. Okay? What are you doing to get your skill set reframed so that your marketplace value is worth the life you want to live? Okay? So remember, no problem is ever permanent. Right? Again, I truly believe this. Souls are completely even. Okay? I love everyone. It's there. But our marketplace value is based upon the skill set you're willing to build. And go back to the first one. What effort have you put in this month? What books have you read? What podcasts have you listened to? What training have you gone through to make your marketplace value be what it is? Okay. Have you got your marketplace value worth what Jamie Susie brings to the table? If you want an agency that size, is your marketplace value what she brings to the market? If it was, you'd be there already. Okay. But guess what? Here's the thing, it's fixable. Right? On the pervasive side, right? Remember, you have your health, you have your skills. It's one deal. It's one deal. Stop making mountains out of molehills, right? Stop acting like the person that was mean to you on the phone. It was one person. Who cares? Stop. Frankly, just stop being so tender. Like, easy for the pioneer to say to the nurturer, but you have to do that. Okay. And again, everybody's heard me say my coffee analogy. Remember the personal. It's not about you. It's either the offer, the timing, or the budget. Okay. Sometimes we're going to talk to people that fill stuff out online and request stuff and they don't have the budget. That's reality. Okay. Sometimes the timing's not going to be right. You know, hey, they're in the middle of something. We call them to set an appointment. Something happens. I had 2 people rescheduled yesterday that had people in their life end up in the hospital. Like, that's timing. I can't control that, right? But I could turn around and say, oh, they didn't show because I didn't do a good enough job locking them up. I could say that, and a lot of agents say that, right? And then on the pervasive, why are you not grateful for everything you have? Let's go back to what we were just talking about, okay? I want you guys to write down, right, in chat for me right now, 3 things that you know that you have that you're super grateful for. Like, what do you have that you're like super grateful for? I want to see what it is. Health, family, job. Yep. My health, my family, for sure. Family, life, friends. Yeah. Ah, babes. Man, my dog, my house. Yeah, a roof. So why are you acting like one deal takes all that away? Why are you acting like one person you talked to that was shitty to you on the phone is taking that away? Why? I want to hear in chat, right? I want to hear from you guys. Why do you think that is? Why do we do that? I'm going to pick on what Derek said because I need a roof tomorrow, right? Because my needs, right? And I love the transparent, Derek, right? We're trying, and well said, Makita. We need to place the blame somewhere, okay? We as humans tend to, that's our natural DNA, is we want to move the blame, okay? So, Mansoor, I'm here to tell you, you are. You're here on this call, you showed up, you're in chat, you're good enough, buddy. I promise. Again, all our souls are equal. We just have different market face values currently. And guess what? Everybody that's here listening to this can change that today. Every one of you can change your marketplace value. You can learn skill sets to bring your value up. Okay. So when that happens, reframe it. Okay. And if you tell yourself, I am not good enough, I have limiting beliefs. I have this. That's what you're going to continue to have. You have to reframe what you're telling your brain on that. Hey, I'm working towards having the skill set to have an $815,000 1099 from Symmetry. For those that were on the Purdy National call, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. That was one of his 1099s. Uno. Uno. Okay. His marketplace value is different than others. Okay. So we need to improve it. But here's the problem. We give ourselves unrealistic time frames to improve it. Why do we do that? Why do we give ourselves these unrealistic time frames to do it? Why do we think that is? I want to hear it in chat. Yeah, like I love that Brian talked about that because it teed this up. He didn't know I had this written. I didn't know he was going to talk about that. But right, like if you were on Sarah's Be a Better Builder call this morning, okay? She talked about it, right? I love when Sarah comes and she's gonna be spicy, she warns everybody, she's gonna hurt everybody's feelings. And I love that about Sarah. Okay. So right, we're listening to others, we compare ourselves, comparison, too much negativity. But that Rhonda, you can reshape that. You control what you take in, you control what you listen to, you control who you talk to, you can control who you're around. Okay. Like none of that matters, right? But she hurt your feelings, but it wasn't like going to the gym and it was a good leg day, right? It was like, oh, I can do this better, right? So I promise you have to reframe it, okay? As someone that did not grow up with a great mindset, but was like, okay, I'm gonna get like out of this. I have to fix it. It's what you feed in, okay? If Well, I don't remember the guy's name. Um, who was the dude that ate McDonald's every day for like 30 or 90 days, whatever it was. The guy, it was all over Netflix and right. It was literally killing it, right? Like Morgan, whatever his name is, Morgan something, right? He was putting all this awful stuff into his body every day. He put on like 50 pounds in like 90 days. Like it was literally killing him, right? He actually died later from it. Yeah, that's where I was gonna go, right? Because he was doing that, okay? Our brain is the same way. It's going to kill you if you don't start reframing what you're doing. I promise. It's going to kill you. Like, and here's what's cool is you're around people that want to not be that way. So find the people you want to be around, right? Like, and here's the thing, you might be saying, well, I don't have a running buddy. I don't have that person. When I started here, right? Like I didn't know, I didn't have the relationship with Sean and Sam that I have now, but that developed over time, right? We got to know each other and we're the Spider-Man. I mean, we all went, oh, hey, right? Like, but how do you find them? You show up with your camera on, you do this, you talk and chat, right? And like you go associate, okay? There's a reason that's one of our cornerstones, right? Like it's there. So this is one of my favorite all-time James Clear quotes. For those who don't know who that is, it's who wrote Atomic Habits. I love James Clear. Like I'm a big fan. Why do you want the result if you aren't willing to do what it takes to get it? That is the $10 million question. Why do you want this result, but you're not willing to do what it takes to get it? I don't understand. This is me. I genuinely don't understand. Anything I've ever wanted in my life, I have to do X amount of work in order to get it. Why have we decided that we don't have to do the work to get the results we want? I don't get it. I mean it. I don't understand. This is something I I I personally can't get my mind around because if you want it, you can make it happen. Right? What's something, and this is where I want you to start reframing it, okay? And then we'll get into the work stuff. What's something in your life that you've actually wanted? You did the work to go get it, and when you got it, it was worth it. What's something like that? Absolutely, Paul. 100%. This license, all right. I love it. Yeah. My house, right? losing 100 pounds. I love it. Full ride scholarship. Absolutely. Right. I can relate to Amy there on sports. So, you know, I promise you, right? And Amy, I talked about a little bit, like what Amy had to do to get to that result is different than there. So why aren't you willing for the next year, for 2026, to change the willingness to do to get to where you want to go? How cool is it going to be at the end of the year when your life's totally changed? I promise you, 2025 was worth it. I worked my ass off in 2025. I traveled a ton. I was all over the place. Every bit of it was worth it. Every single solitary bit. But I was willing to do what it takes, right? So the lifestyle, right? Like we reject even a little bit of pain. Oh, that hurts. I don't want to do that. Right? Like that hurts. I don't like it. Oh, I don't want to get up early. Yeah. Okay. Like it's the stress that stresses me out too much. I just can't do it. It's too stressful. Know what's stressful? Right? Stressful is growing up and having to take like everybody farmed for a living. We're hunter gatherers until 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? That's stressful. Right? We don't really have stress. We tell ourselves we have stress. I said this last week. Remember, depression comes from staying too focused on the past, and anxiety comes from staying too focused on the future. Stop doing both of those and focus on the present.
Was because when payments are being
Yep. Yeah, agreed, Paul, right? Like
the way to be
you can do it and you got to start compounding those wins. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys an actual actionable step here that's going to help you. This is something I can do, but this is going to hurt when you do it. And it's going to suck a little bit because you're going to be like, oh, like I don't like it. It's going to make you uncomfortable. Okay. So and I don't care what it is, when you get a chargeback, if you're brand new and just dialing, someone was meeting you on the phone, if you lose a deal, if someone no shows you and you're just frustrated, okay? I want you to literally take out your phone, open up your calendar, make a 5-minute appointment 30 days from now, okay? And I want you to write down what you're so annoyed about, like dump at it. This mother, I'm so mad, right? And write why you're mad and frustrated. Yep, absolutely. 100% the Sirhan method. So I do, I'm actually in Sirhan's like private sales training stuff. I'm a big Sirhan fan. Love it. I've done this forever. He teaches this. It's a great method. Okay. I've done it and it works really, really well. Okay. And what happens, right? When you go open it up, 3 things happen. You either fixed it, okay? Something better came along, or you don't care. Right? And if you still care, find out why. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it is a fantastic method. It works. So here's the thing. I do some stuff, I put it out a week, right? If it's like, oh, I'm annoyed how that customer or that client talked to me, I'll make it a week out. Okay. I don't always just do 30 days. They do 30 because they're in real estate. Their deals are usually pretty big, things like that, right? Like sometimes I do stuff in a week, but I also do it for good stuff, right? Like conference is coming up, a line is coming up, right? I can go back and look at the line and engages I've gone to and open up my README file 30 days after, 90 days and 6 months and 1 year after. Am I doing the things I said I was going to do? Okay. I can look at right back, go now, look at my READMEs, okay, from last year in a line and be like, okay, hey, I said I was going to do this stuff. I went and did it. Like I went and did it. It totally works. Because here's why, Ashley, you're getting it out of you. You gotta you're letting that out. Hey, I'm frustrated. Here's what you're going to find out. This is the cool part where it's going to train your brain. You're going to realize that you have the ability to actually fix your situation. And 2, most of the time that shit didn't actually matter. That's the really reality, right? Is it didn't actually matter as you went through. Yep. It is crazy how it works. Okay. And this is right. This ties into it, right? Because what do we say, right? You're only allowed, and this is part of it, you're only allowed to quit on your best day. Okay. Right. So when you go and look at that, right, and say, do you want to quit when you had $5,000 worth of cash deposited into your account that day? Probably not. Probably feel real good that day. Do you want to quit when an agent you hired like gets their first lead or sets their first appointment? Probably not. That's a good day. Okay.
So
Right?
this is.
Being in business for yourself is peaks and valleys. Okay. It's going to go up and down constantly. Right? Like you can be rich, poor, and rich in like 72 hours owning your own business. Right? Like I'm gonna pick on Burkhalter for a second. All right, our newest team leader. I'm gonna ask him to unmute first. Congrats, buddy. Super proud of you. Super pumped from you. Glad it's. I knew it was official, but glad it's. I've personally asked, and so you guys know, Susie has tried to like. She's asked corporate to not have us wait so long. They continue to tell us no. But congrats. So I want to pick on your old business for a second. Okay. Right. So let's pick on, you had to have way more supplies, you had to have distributors, right? Like all the stuff that you used to do. Okay. How many times in the years you did that? Like how many times? How often in a month did you feel the yo-yo of the up and down?
Besides every day? Yeah. I mean, it was an everyday.
Everybody freeze. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Everybody froze. That's not good. Oh, there we go. All right, we back?
Yeah. You
Okay,
hear me?
everybody froze for a sec. That was me. Okay.
No, I mean that's one of the greatest things about this business. It was every day for us. Dealing with suppliers, whether it's nationally or overseas, getting things in, delivering products, on a timely basis. Overhead, payroll, all the things. I mean, Jan and I laughed today. Yes, we create stress, we create the worry of a lead or somebody not answering the phone, but that it's one or two things compared to an entire business that we used to worry about.
Yep. Yeah, like I have, like on my days, I think about the fact that I used to have $100,000 a week payroll in my old company, right? Just payroll, right? Right. I see Paul shaking his head. Paul knows that feeling, right? Like that $100,000 a week, guys, not a month, not a year, a week payroll. It's a lot of stress, right? That's why I love this model because you don't have that overhead, right? And keep your overhead low here, like keep it here. So now, what do you think it is on that you do? Right? You said it. You were talking about this morning. What do you think you're making bigger out of here that you shouldn't be?
Probably just for me, it's the details, from, when Jan came on, it's the recruiting aspect. And, I personally misalign my priorities. Like I will try to fix some of her problems, or not her problems, but things related to recruiting right now instead of late at night. And that's what I'm trying to work on. But for me, I'm so ADD and running 700 different directions. I'll look around at lunchtime, and I know that if I look at my tracker on my desk, if there's not a, number by the dial count, I have not started my day off well. And I've lost sight of what I should have done, that I obviously sets appointments, protect families, and get paid and pay bills.
So how do you reframe that? Like, what are you doing to tell yourself so you don't feel right? Like, how do you reframe that instead of saying, man, I screwed that up, I suck, right? Like, I like that limiting mindset. When you see that, how do you reframe it?
Oh, yeah. So I have a journal every day, and I just started printing them up, but I write it down on a sheet. And what I call it is, struggles and roadblocks. And as soon as that happens, I write on there, because just like the book, One Thing, Sarah talked about it, like you need to read it every year. The one thing, hey, what's one thing that I'm going to change tomorrow? Or in this case, right now, that's going to help me prevent doing that all over again. So I write them down every day. That way, the next day I can look at yesterday's sheet and go, what did I struggle with? Well, I messed up my calendar for in the morning. Well, that's not, hey, let's at least make one phone call right now.
Yeah. So I went back, I have my last year's journal. Okay. So I went back and I wrote, what is my priorities of the day, right? And I was knee deep in Bitrix at the time. But I have a thing I do: priorities of my day, grateful for, my daily affirmation,
Mhm.
My daily affirmation that day was I choose to get paid on my results.
Yeah.
I love that we get to eat what we kill here, right? We get our results are what value we bring to the marketplace. Okay. Um, like what's there and how it goes, right? And when you go through, right, like I like being able to go back and look at it because you're like, oh man, I don't even have to stress about that anymore. Like I got like it's like, but it's stressful at the time, right? So as we go through, right, marching orders, right, embrace the L, right? You got to have the people that are at the top have just failed more than others, right? Is it permanent, pervasive, right? Like fix those things, use your calendar, right? Like if you it's so crazy, but if we do that, it will radically change it. So I want to give everybody a couple minutes if there's any questions, anything they're struggling with, be able to ask before we finish up here.
And Trevor, I know people have said it, but I know, talking to you first time I ever met you about a conference, it was one of the things, because I think it was Travers and I that were standing around, and you were like, somebody said about a no show, and he goes, yeah, but what are you doing when somebody no shows you? Are you just complaining about it? Or are you picking up the phone and replacing that appointment? And I was like, oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. And I was like, because I was complaining about it. I was like, I like that. I like just pick up the phone and call 2 or 3 more people and make another appointment and keep moving.
Agreed.
Or how
So
about you
Rhonda,
miss your AO run by 150?
$150. How'd that feel?
Month 2. Oh man, talk about a gut punch.
Right. But
Gut
what did
punch.
it do to your resolve?
Sit back, reassessed, rallied my team, focused on production, issue placed, and me writing more production and taking ownership of that. The reason we failed was me.
That is a great answer. So when I missed 110, I said I missed. My team didn't miss. It's not their fault. It is
Nope.
my fault, right? The first time we went at 110, it should have been very easy. And I didn't get it done, right? It's no one else's fault but mine. And I was pissed off. Like
Oh yeah.
for those that have gotten to know me, I am highly competitive. And I don't like missing when I set out for a goal. And literally the people I reached out to that are above me, they all said, good, you needed to miss one. And I was like, what do you mean I needed to miss one? They're like, does it hurt? I said, yeah. Did it piss you off? Yes. Okay, good. Now go use that as fuel. Right? Like
Yep.
you
And that's exactly what I did.
right.
I
So,
took all of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And look where you are now.
Yep. We're wrapping up the last 2 days of month 3.
Wow.
And we just placed over 40,000.
How cool is it to feel? Right. Let's talk about this for a sec because it feels good, right? I'm very fortunate for our team. When we went on our run, our last month, we placed like over like 67, right? I was stressed, but I wasn't stressed, right? It's not official till you see snapshot, but how much better does it feel knowing that you're tracking your business? You heard her. She knows what her numbers are. She knows what her issued place is. She knows what you're doing. How much better does it feel knowing like I'm there, right? Like versus, oh my gosh, if I don't get this written, I'm like dead, right? Like she has room. If something pops up, it's there.
Well, so like the first time I was tracking numbers, but not how I needed to be. Now, so like every month, it was like at the end, it was like, oh my gosh, are we going to make it? We were like crossing our fingers for like snapshot. Now, like we're tracking everything.
Yeah.
And I know at the end of every day where we're at, how much has been written, what's been approved. Like I know all of that in detail. And now I'm not freaking out going into, February when snapshot comes out. I am confident in our numbers and what we've done. And I'm confident because I led from the front and did anything and everything I possibly could to make sure that happened.
And it feels good, right?
Yeah.
Right. But something she's doing, I want everybody to hear, she's running her business. She learned, hey, I wasn't tracking my numbers. I wasn't tracking everything. Like same thing. Like I don't need to get audited on my issue place business of the month. I know exactly what it is. I'm within
Yeah,
usually
it's fine.
$100 every time. And it's just because like, oh, maybe I missed like this policy, like they charge $90 for a policy fee. This one charges 25 and I was there. I had a great conversation with Corey Neighbor about it. And he gave me a couple tips and tricks last year that they do and same, like I track it. Like I know to the dollar, like here's where we are, right? I'm watching it. I look at it because it's a real business. And the problem is we're running it like a hobby and not like a business. Okay. So take that through there. So I think Rhonda asked a great question. I want to talk about it. So it says, what if you have something personal you have tried to fix, but you can't? Okay. Do you think it would be better to reframe that like, hey, I'm working towards fixing this problem. I just haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Versus saying you can't fix it. I think that's a huge problem we do to ourselves is we say, I can't fix it. I can't do that. That's not going to work. Versus, hey, I'm working towards fixing this and I just haven't fixed it yet. Right? Like ask yourself that is how am I framing it as I do that? And that's with everything. Okay. That is with, right? Whether you're producing, building, hiring, like it doesn't matter. Any part of this, you have to reframe like how you take that in and what it does. Okay.
So then that can
And-
be straight depending.
Right. You have to step back and ask yourself, back to the earlier questions, what am I doing to intake, right? If you eat McDonald's every day, you're going to die. Like we just know that, right? You want to eat McDonald's once a year? Sure. Have fun. It's not going to probably not do much to you. Okay. If you brain rot your brain with negative news, right? Like here's how bad the algorithms are got on social media right now. And I've watched it, I've been tracking it. I curate my feeds for very specific things. Okay. They're still constantly trying to feed me other shit to see if I'll pay attention to it. Constantly. And it pisses me off because I'm like, nope, not interested. Nope, not interested. Nope, not interested. Nope, not interested. Okay. And we're all doing it. We're all sitting on our phones. I've talked about it before. Take your phone out, go look at your screen time. Then we can have a conversation about how much time you have. But as you're going through, like, take this, like, take advantage of it. Like, try that thing with the calendar. When I learned that a couple years ago from Sirhan, and it was great. It's just super duper helpful. It's something I do now. Like I said, Align's coming, right? And do it even going forward. Hey, I'm going to Align. I want to learn this going in, okay? And set a thing for like a week out,
An enhancement.
right? And then look at what you learned versus what you thought you needed to learn and see how they align. And then you can roadmap better to like what you guys need. So, anybody else got anything? You're welcome to ask or share.
I'll just say I was typing it in chat, but I saw something from a salesperson who's wildly successful, not in symmetry, but she said challenge yourself to stay off of like social media or YouTube. I mean, YouTube is social media, but like stay off of it until at least 7 p.m. and see how productive you really are. Like even because it's literally designed, like I watched a documentary on it, that it's designed to hook you. So even if you go into like post content, you'll get distracted. And it takes a very strong mind to not get distracted because it's designed to keep you on the app. So I don't know if that's helpful to anyone.
If you're doing everything you need to do, then it's no big deal, right? Like, cool, do what you want. But if you're not, it's there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Atomic Habits, Holly.
Also,
So,
send over the backlog list. Like, let
so
me
yeah,
know
that's what I got this week. I hope it helped everybody. So,
just
cool.
do the top
all right,
five.
let's go make some money now. Let's go have, again, last 2 days of the month to get stuff in. And get your goals set for February. Let's get after it.
Thank you, Trevor.
Appreciate it, Trev.
Thank you,